morning and thank you so much for joining us on the Monday edition of TVC Breakfast. No Monday Blues, because we're here to give you all the information you deserve to know. I'm Ibrahim Shita.
Absolutely, Ibrahim. No Monday Blues here. Rise and shine, Nigeria. It is time for breakfast, and per usual, we've got quite the spread for you here on the TVC Breakfast Show. We're so happy to have you join us. We are broadcasting live from our studios at Echo Atlantic, Lagos. I'm Olamide Odekunle.
Good morning, Nigeria. Here at TVC, we critically examine issues objectively to allow you to make up your mind on national issues.
Absolutely.
My name is Biodu Shomi.
Absolutely. Making up your mind, because we set the agenda. We tell the audience what they need to think about, but not what they necessarily have to think. And that's the beauty of journalism, which we do here. Good morning, Olamide.
I can tell that you studied journalism because the way that you're going. Good morning, Mr. Shomi. You look very handsome this morning.
Oh, but you look so glamorous.
So every day Mr. Shomi tells me I look beautiful and
but
glamorous.
You are. But that's the truth.
Thank you.
She's barbified this morning.
Thank you, boys, so much. You're not so bad yourself. There's a lot to get into. Indeed, the table has been set. Shall we hop right in?
Absolutely.
Good morning, viewers. I will give you a very quick rundown. This morning, we've got the table set, like I said earlier on. We'll begin today with a very important discussion about the 2026 Ekiti elections. After that, we'll head over to the capital, where opposition parties are now set to present a single presidential candidate. Following that, I will bring you all the stories that are trending now. But we begin today with this story, where the Nigerian army says it has seized stolen crude oil and diesel worth 250 million naira in the Niger Delta, arresting 9 suspects. Troops have also destroyed 10 illegal refining sites during coordinated operations across Rivers, Delta, Akwa Ibom, and Bayelsa states. The army now says that over 130,000 litres of crude oil and 26,000 litres of diesel were recovered between April 1st and April 26th. Officials add that the operations were driven by intelligence as security forces moved to stop theft in the oil region. Very interesting conversation there, very critical conversation, I would add, Mr. Shomi. I believe that at the crux of this discussion is not just about stolen oil, it's about stolen revenue from the state. For years, our pipelines have suffered vandalism, illegal bunkering, and it is stealing from the state, and some might argue the Nigerian people.
Yes, no doubt about that. Act of smuggling or bunkering, destroy the economy. There's no doubt about that. Apart from lowering the income, for government, but we also have a situation where government have to look for money to repair the damaged facilities. So it's a double whammy if you really look at it, for the economy. So efforts being made by the military, to deal with this problem is well appreciated. And of course, we have seen significant improvement, in dealing with issues of vandalism and bunkering. It seems to have gone down, under this present dispensation.
Ibrahim, a few months ago, I took a story on Trending Now about some young men who were making strides in technology. They had essentially put together a surveillance company that would surveil national assets like pipelines, like oil rigs and stuff like that. But I'm curious as to what you think the state is doing to protect these vital facilities. We've now seen that some people have been arrested, which is very, very welcome. But are there other mechanisms we can put in place? Because we know that we're trying to move from an oil-producing state from an oil state to a tax state, but we still need to protect our national assets.
Yeah, absolutely. Oil bunkering theft, it's an existential threat to the Nigerian economy. It's been there for several years. The Obasanjo regime, the Jonathan regime, the Buhari regime, etc., up until now, and we see the commitment of this government when the Tinubu administration came into government, and they said that they will have to increase the produce by, I think, 2 million barrels per day, which I think they've achieved significant 1.8 and counting. So without fighting these bunkers, these oil bunkers, these oil thieves, there is no way we can achieve our daily oil output. So it is, positive strides, having the Nigerian security agencies in collaboration with others to, arrest these people. And we see that even some of these ships that come into the Nigerian, waterways, they turn off their AES. so that you won't be able to track them. They load and then you won't even find them, how they navigate and all of that. So it has always been something that's been there. So this is a boost to foreign exchange and currency, because by the time we have enough, we'll have enough to sell to the outside world, and then our economy will be shored up. The fact that we've been able to do this, those who want to invest in our economy, getting oil license, the oil rigs and all of that, they will be happy to also invest, because the persistent thefts raises the risk premium for Nigeria, causing many international oil companies to divest from offshore assets or cut back investment due to security costs. So I'm so excited that this has been done, and the fact that we also have the 2026 projection, we are getting closer to it. And by the time we get to 2027, then Nigeria will be a greater nation than where we used to be. So it's a good thing. We just want them to continue in that positive stride. Well
said, Ibrahim. Now, Sir Show me, I'm reading some very troubling statistics here. I'm seeing online that between 2023 and 2024, our country lost 13.5 million barrels valued at about $3.3 billion. When you think about the infrastructure and how that could have gone towards development, isn't that worrisome? And in your opinion, from you've seen Nigeria go through the years from democratic rule to military rule, what do you think needs to change about our attitudes towards oil and the cartels that need to be brought down? Because these are intricate networks. Somebody cannot just go and vandalize a pipeline. There's somebody high up that is enabling this behavior. It's a system.
Oh, yes. There's no doubt about that. Even in the past, we had reports of complicities. For instance, let me give you a good example. There's no way you can bring a ship into Nigeria, and load the whole ship and head out of the country without some form of connivance on the parts of unscrupulous officials. There could be security agents or something, but very few of them. But the fact of the matter is, there are also very powerful people backing these thieves, these oil thieves.
Because that's what they are.
They are. But the truth of the matter is, we are beginning to deal with the problem one way or the other. We are cracking down more than before, and that is why we've been able to, the country has been able to ensure that we have more oil available for sale, more crude oil. Otherwise, it used to be worse than what it is now.
Absolutely. I think this is a very important discussion, Ibrahim, because for so long we focus on the price of fuel, we focus on subsidy removal, and we don't focus on other areas where our oil could be attacked, like the attack. Well, what is your final thought on this? Yeah, so I understand that we have to move over. Then in the meantime, this is going to help our budget shortfalls, because if you look at for the first time in 7 months in 2025, Nigeria recorded 62.2% shortfall in its proceeds oil and gas revenue. And that's something, fighting this will definitely get us to that pedestal, which we really, seek after. Absolutely. Thank you so much for your input, team. Moving on, we'll take a news update right now. The Deputy Governor, Obafemi Hamzat, has asked the Chief of Staff of the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, to support his aspiration to become the next governor of a